Are you thinking about coming to the Hyde Beach House in Hollywood, Florida, and you want to know everything there is to know about it? Welcome to Vacation Specialist. In this video, I'm gonna be giving you a full review of the Hyde Beach House building, where we've been staying with my family for over almost 3 years now. So I think I have a lot of info to share to you before you come. Number one, we're gonna start with the overview of the building, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's gonna start with the Hyde Beach House building. Is up 43 floors above of the Hyde Beach Intracoastal. As you can see over here, is basically next to the Intracoastal, which is very cool. In terms of the location, is in Hollywood, Florida, between Fort Lauderdale in the north and Miami in the south. Yeah, and number three is a condo hotel, the overall building, which that means is basically that you have hotel units that the hotel of the Hyde Beach House fully manage them, and then you have like privately managed units by either management companies or individuals or the same owners of those units. And I will be in the category of like who manage properties there. So why is that important to have in mind? Basically, it's depending on the experience that you want to have. I never went to the Hyde Beach House through a hotel unit, so I don't know much to say about it, but I can figure out how is the experience overall based on a hotel experience. And of course, we've been staying with my family as privately managed and owned units, and it's good because you basically have like a more home-oriented experience. So the pizza is finally here to eat. Mom? And that is yes. Of course, in almost all units you have kitchen and stuff, so you can cook your own meals, but at the same time you don't have that room service and immediate cleaning included if you need it, if you don't go to a hotel unit. The second point that I want to talk about is going to be the amenities. I know that this might be something very popular, so I'm going to get straight to the point on what are the amenities that you will be able to enjoy in this building. You will have 2 swimming pools, one in the ground floor in the back of the building, basically with view to the Intracoastal. Then you will have the second pool that is going to be in the 6th floor with kind of ocean view, city view, and yeah, it's like a different, of course, located pool. In this same 6th floor, you will find a fitness center, a gym, a tennis court, squash and basketball court, a movie theater almost every single night, and a jacuzzi. Make sure you are aware of this. The jacuzzi is not inside the unit. The jacuzzi is in the 6th floor, shared with other people. Of course, you can find it in sometimes where there is almost no people, and that might be something you like, but you also can be sharing the jacuzzi with other people. And of course, you will have access to the private like beach area where you will go crossing the street from the building. You're not on the beach, you're crossing the street from the beach, and you will be able to have 2 chairs, like one set of chairs, and an umbrella included with your room. And if you need extra chairs, you can rent them out. I think they are renting it for $15 or $20 per day, something like that. And that will be all for the amenities. Let's go now with the units. What's going on with the units? As I told you before, most of them are basically the same. The stylish is a European Turkish stylish. I don't know anything about that. I just read that it's that way. Maybe you know, so maybe that's good information for you to have. The second thing, what about the views? Of course, you have in this building different units in which every single one of them have a different view. For example, 2 of my apartments have ocean view, and one of them is corner view, which means you're not only getting the ocean view, but you also will get the north view and the Intracoastal view. So if you're looking for something more open, that might be a unit for you. And you also have the units that are in the other side of the building that is only Intracoastal and city view. And then you have the ones that are in the south of the building that is going to have, of course, south view, half ocean view, and half Intracoastal city view. I hope that makes sense. And the last thing about the units to know is the laundry machines. This is a very cool thing. You have the washing machine and the dryer machine. All units, unless the owner decided to take them out, but all units have laundry machines, washing and dryer machine inside the unit, which is very cool. With my family, we like to go between 1 and 2 weeks every time we go on vacations there, and it's good to have the chance to clean our clothes. Then we can reuse it and we don't need to take a luggage super big. Number 4, let's talk about the elevator. Something very popular about this building and the building that is in front of it. What's happening with the elevators? You have in the Hyde Beach House building 4 elevators to almost all floors and 1 elevator that is only up to the 6th floor to the amenities section. Good to know about the elevators is that, yeah, as you already probably heard, sometimes there is a lot of people, sometimes it's super difficult to get in the elevators in fast time. For you to have an idea, there might be some moments that you will need to wait between 10 to 15 minutes to either go down or go up. But at the same time, just have in mind that is because of the high peak demand that happens in the high season, and it makes sense. More people are in the building, more you will have to wait to use certain things like the elevators. So if you want to not have that possible constraint on your vacations, maybe consider going in a month that is lower season, between, let's say, March and June, or between August and October, November, or half November. But at the same time, think about the weather and why it's low season and most people don't go to Miami at that time. I just want to give you all the information and you make the best decision based on what you want. And the 5th part, the valet parking. For you to have an idea, the valet parking is a third-party company. That means that it's not owned or managed by the owners, it's not owned or managed by the hotel, and it's not owned or managed by the property managers. The reason why I say that is because there are some units that have certain benefits based on how high the unit is, in terms of how many days do they have the valet parking included and how many days they don't have the valet parking included. So of course, there are a lot of units that will charge you valet parking. For you to have an idea, the valet parking, I believe less than 6 or 7 days, you have like, I'm gonna put a screenshot here so I give you the exact data, but it's around $35 per day, and then as more days you stay, a little less it goes the price. So yeah, and now I'm gonna give you like my honest, super no filters review about the building. I believe that it's a great place for you to have on vacations, like an all-in type of stay with your family. The reason why, again, of course, you have a lot of amenities and gym, pools, movie theater, basketball court, squash court, tennis court, access to the beach, jacuzzi, and you have all these things. So based on that, we love it. And the next part is, of course, the quality of the apartments, of the units is insane. Of course, there are some units that probably have more time being used, therefore the furniture is not in pristine conditions, and you will find some of those small details. But overall, I would say that the quality of the building is great in terms of the unit and the style and all that stuff. What else we can talk about? Well, in terms of that it's located crossing the street from the beach and it's not on the beach, that might be a turn off for someone or for you maybe, but for us it don't matter. Also for the fact that we don't care to walk 6 minutes from our building, from this building to the beach, number one. And number two, of course, the units that are on the beach usually are more high in price than if you are crossing the street. So that makes sense for us. Maybe you want on the beach because you want on the beach. And the last thing about the valet parking that I didn't tell you that I find very cool, because I deal sometimes with some people that don't like the valet parking because they don't want to wait for these guys to bring the car and all the stuff. But the cool thing about this valet parking is that you can send them a text, like a number, just that, like copy paste your number of the ticket, and they will resend you a message saying in X amount of minutes your car will be ready outside. So you can play with that. So let's say that you are going to the shopping mall with your family and you're in the apartment and you're finishing getting ready to go out, and before actually going down you text them, boom, your number, they send you 5 minutes, that's the usual, but they will send you based on when you are there. And from the moment you get out of the apartment until you arrive downstairs, those 5 minutes are off and your car is ready for you waiting. So I find that very cool. So yeah, overall I think that is a great place to stay with your family. Yeah, so if you're considering it, go ahead, do it either with someone like me. If you're looking for a more hotel-based oriented experience, go with the Hyde Beach House. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you watch this next video right here that I believe you will find it super valuable. Subscribe and see you on the next one.